the IP is available should someone desire it. So IP being available makes me think that they are not going to release it. I just made myself sad. It's been a roller coaster.
Why do you play with my emotions like this? Damn you. Damn you. No, wait. I must not feel anything. I am man. Man not no emotions. Man have no emotions.
I will take this with the stoicism it deserves.
Yes. Hello, and welcome to Seriously Pointless Conversations About Culture, the podcast where myself and a few of my friends get together and discuss nerdy things. Just a reminder, if you like what you're listening to, please subscribe to Seriously Pointless Conversations YouTube channel, or you can find us on your favorite podcasting apps. Thank you for your support. Without you, none of this would be possible. Thanks for coming by. Now let's get into the episode. Hi, and welcome to Seriously Pointless Conversations About Culture, your Seriously Pointless podcast about all your nerdy and geek things throughout time and across the socially acceptable furry island, James.
Gigantic furries, actually.
That's right. Gigantic, enormous furries.
You get an excellent view of Mario's enormous...
No, it's a cattail.
Cattail.
Enormous cattail, that's right. And if you're extra lucky, you get to see Catsuit Bowser.
That's why they call it Bowser's Fury.
That's right. Furry Fury.
That's right.
Anyways, I am your host, David, and I am joined today by my co-host, James. What's up, man?
Oh, not too much. Glad to be here with you again. It's been a little while.
It has been a little bit. I know we've kind of taken and given you a couple of weeks off because I know you've been having a rough couple of weeks at work, and so I figured you needed a little de-stress time.
Need a little bit of time to get some space, get out of COVID hell for a little bit.
I understand completely. So today, obviously, to help relax us a little bit, we're going to be talking about Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's Fury was a real pleasure.
It was actually really fun.
It's
so
like gaming craft.
I will wholeheartedly endorse it later on in the podcast. But first, before we get into the meat of the episode, let's work on those potatoes and green beans first, shall we?
Oh, fine.
I know.
I know.
So we're going to be starting a new segment after we kind of talk about what we've been up to a little bit. We're going to go do a little bit of news. We're kind of diversifying. I got a little bit of feedback from folks, and I think we're going to try and just give a little bit of news, things that interest us that have popped up in the news, things like that. And we will get that to momentarily. But first, James, what have you been up to, man? I know you've been relaxing a little bit. What have you been doing?
I have been playing the Skyward Sword HD.
That's right.
For the most part, the last couple
phenomenal.
Weeks. It is great. It is gorgeous, even on a really big screen TV.
What do you mean, even on a big screen? I think it would make it better on a big screen TV.
Well, some of the old 64 games and stuff, their textures don't scale, and they can get extremely pixelated. But this is gorgeous. It's a ton of fun, and I realized I don't think I ever actually played Skyward Sword. I have some broken memories of it from back in the day, which in retrospect was probably me watching Andrew play it whenever I was back home from college, because I didn't actually have a Wii back in the day of my own. See,
I think I remember Candace playing it for a little bit. For some reason, I keep thinking because it came out. We were in college, or was that a little after?
I wouldn't say we were in college or close to it.
I cannot remember exactly when it came out, but I'm pretty sure that
if I was at home and the system was at home, I would have played it. So it must have been after I was away.
That must have been, because I'm pretty sure, I knew we were at least in college. I just didn't know if maybe we'd graduated by that point or not. I know, I'm pretty sure Candace and Cole had it out at their house in Bollinger County a while back, but I keep thinking that they had that. But yeah, I remember, I'm kind of in the same boat as you are. I did always it always fascinated me, but I just never really gotten into the Zelda games, except for, obviously, Link's Awakening.
Zelda's the best.
I know it is, but it's one of those...
How is Link's Awakening the only one you played?
Because I'm a flake, James, okay?
Well, that's like the flake of Zelda games. It's out there.
It's kind of like me saying, why did you never play Red Alert 3? And you're like, because of things. And I'm
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm an RTS bro, and you're just like, I love adventure games. And I'm like, it's okay, my tastes have grown as I've gotten bigger, I'm actually planning on buying it at some point. I really want to, so be proud of me, James. I did. I'm gonna make you cry a little bit. The first Zelda game I ever bought was the Hyrule Warriors, which isn't
Oh,
it.
no.
I know,
That's a thinly disguised Dynasty Warriors game.
but you know what? It still has Link in it. It's all that
It
matters.
does have Link in it. That is true.
Have you been up to anything else, or you just been playing a crud ton of that?
Oh, I dabbled with my time at Portia a little bit, but I haven't really gotten into it too much.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun, but it turns out there is a bug with it. It is incompatible with the Citrix desktop that I need to do work from home. So every time I try to play the game, I have to uninstall Citrix, and then whenever I work and I have to do something from home after I get home, I have to reinstall it and get rid of the game. So consequently, I'm not sure that game's going to happen.
It's like a.
It's apparently like a Unity bug.
That sounds about right. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me really. Portia, because that's a indie developer that made that one, so they do push out updates rather slowly, from what I remember.
Well, and that game is pretty well done. They're actually working on their second game, which is like my time at Sandtown or Sandcastle or something. It's apparently going to be fairly similar, but it's going to be multiplayer, which means I'm more likely to actually play it because those type of like farming progression type games, great to play with the missus.
That means if you can play it on your computer, as long as your work programs work with it. Well,
hopefully they're not going to use Unity for the second one, or this bug will be fixed.
They got to up their game a little bit. So, but yeah, so that's awesome, man. I've actually been really kind of hitting hard on the Switch too. I've actually was playing a lot of Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, and how was it? That's like the MOBA Pokemon game.
Okay, so real quick review on that. I love the idea of a Pokemon MOBA because it's something that's like you can play, you can hop in. The matches are only like 10 minutes. It's all about scoring points. Basically, you get energy from killing little other Pokemon on the map, just like the other MOBAs, and killing other players as you go through, and then you have to dunk it in their little towers, essentially. The only downside I see I've seen so far is it gets a little repetitive, like most MOBAs. Once you start to play the game, there are only 26 Pokemon you can choose from right now. Okay. That's a very limited amount, in my opinion. I think they should add more.
Because that MOBAs live and die on like the variety of their team comps, from what I understand.
They're gonna, and that's the thing is, I've noticed over and over again that the team compositions are the same. Okay, and so people have already figured out which teams are stronger than others.
Of course they have.
Already. And so I can tell whether or not my team's going to win, and I can drop from a game if I need to.
I haven't even played this game, and I can tell you some of the better Pokemon because it's made it through Facebook even. Apparently Eldegoss is the best.
She is. And
I don't even know who that Pokemon is.
It's the one with the big...
like puffy hair. Oh, yeah, that one.
It's the one with the big fungus on its back.
It's like the puffball, right?
Yeah, it's a puffball.
Yeah, that one was in Sword and Shield. I remember.
Yeah, screw that. By the way, screw that. It's a great ranged Pokemon. I love it. It's and especially in the game too. But the other kind of some downsides I've kind of run into it. There's a little bit of a pay to to win aspect to it. For the held items, you definitely can use real world currency to buy the in-game currency that allows you to upgrade your items much quicker. So you're talking like it'll shave weeks off of your game playing it. And so you can literally upgrade an item. So like the potion that you normally have, it'll like, maybe do like a 10th of your health, might give you a 10th of health. If you upgrade it all the way, it'll give you full re-heal. And so if you do that, you can have up to 4 items held. Well, you do that with all 4 items, you drop, and it's not that much money.
It's a big advantage. Yeah.
It's like $20 to upgrade it all the way. And so if people do that, it can be pretty substantial after a while.
Yeah, and if they already know who their character is going to be, I can see a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, so it's definitely got a little bit of that. So I haven't played it that much, but what I did play of it, I have enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to go back to it and really invest a lot of time into it.
I watched Northern Lion do a couple matches, and I enjoyed watching the Pokemon start in their weakest forms and kind of evolving as they gained
levels.
Was
a cool little aspect.
That was a nice little touch.
And I kind of hope that they continue to do that. Like if they add more Pokemon, I think if they level out the progression system for held items, I think that'll be a little bit better. And also, hopefully, if you're doing ranked, and you can already tell they're trying to push this whole esports kind of mode to it a little bit, which I don't know if it'll be. if I don't know if I'm going to be into that or not, but if not, I watch a few matches in the future and whatnot, but we'll see. So,
yeah.
But on top of that, I've actually have been playing a little bit more Binding of Isaac ever since Repentance popped out. I have gotten a resurgence. I deleted it obviously for about 6 months, and I re-downloaded it after it came out. You talked me into buying it, and I kind of played it for like a week, maybe not even that, maybe like 3 or 4 days whenever Repentance popped out. And now I am very much in the swing of things. I've gotten that itch back of like, man, I want to beat the game and all with all the characters and all the modes and very minimum, do all the challenges. And I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of time.
Well, because for me, that's like the crack of the game is just the unlock page. Like you're on the character select screen and you've got those little red completion marks for your hard mode completions. Right. Like must feel them all in.
Yeah, and they don't need to be normal completion marks. They need to be red. Hard is the way to go.
Well, why would you do the normal and then do the hard mode afterwards? Just do the hard mode.
No sense whatsoever.
Just do the hard mode.
No sense whatsoever. So I've been doing that. It's also hopefully it's going to save me a little money in the future because we're a little tight on funds with the new baby around. So I'm gonna try and 100. I'm gonna 1,000% it, as it were. We'll see if that'll ever happen. 1,001% of what is it's called?
Well, you could actually go further than that.
Oh my God, tell me.
If you do all 3 save files maxed out, it actually like connects them together into like a big banner like, please stop playing.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. It's kind of cool. I've seen people do that. Like there's a guy, I can't remember his name. He does big Binding of Isaac guy on Twitch. I can't remember his name, but anyways, he did that too, and he actually like reset it and did it all again. He's done it twice.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane, man.
That's just sick.
That's sadistic in a sense. So
I guess if you're a Twitch streamer and you're good at the game, it may not take that long to do. But still,
well, I mean, the man probably streams for 8-10 hours a day, probably. I mean, So I mean, if you're gonna make a living off of it, you might as well. So, but yeah, that's what I've been up to. Is there anything else you would like to add before we move on to the news?
I can say that I hate Fee from Skyward Sword. I know I'm going back to Skyward Sword now. I thought the Navi was bad in the Ocarina of Time, but Fee is 1,000 times worse.
There's been so many memes about her.
Not only does she have to keep talking to you, but she like pops in and she gives like plot exposition. Like you talk to a character.
It's excessive.
The character tells you what's going on, and then she's like, there's a 90% probability that if you do this thing, you'll get it. I'm like, yeah, I figured it out. It's a Zelda game.
You don't need to tell me this.
There's not a lot of dialogue, and they bold the important words. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, don't stress it, lady. It's okay. Go away, Crystal.
I got it.
Go away, Crystal.
They mentioned go to the mountain, and the mountain was in red. That means I should go to the mountain.
I don't need to read, the whole page, and you don't have to tell me again. It's okay. Calm down. It's okay. I got this.
Then there's this whole thing where she has to dance whenever she's like doing a cutscene and talking about the goddess language. I mean, it was kind of amusing the first time, but no.
You mean it's not fun anymore, James?
It is not fun anymore. She just needs to go away.
I'll take it in consideration and we'll email Nintendo about it. How about that? We'll just be like, hey, bros, do better next time.
Seriously.
Remake? You want to remake this? Take Navi out. Just put somebody else new. We'll even take what's the little peddler guy from Majora's Mask? The creepy guy?
Which one?
The green guy.
I don't remember.
He's the bug catcher guy. The bug.
Beetle?
Yeah, I would take Beetle over him as a guide.
He has a flying airship.
And he's creepy, but I'd rather him be my guide. Even though there's a 1,000% chance more of him like touching me inappropriately throughout the game, I'd rather have him as my guide. So, well, he definitely seems like a shoulder rubber kind of guy.
A little bit, yeah. He stands uncomfortably close behind you and looks over your shoulder.
Breathes heavy in your ear, and he's just like, then he just like hand on shoulder and says, "You're real strong there, Zelda."
Okay, you're watching too much meat.
I have been actually.
Wait, sensing the meat canyon here.
I was watching Cream Crew before you came over. So yeah, that's where I was. So talking about inappropriate things.
That was like the Willy Wonka episode there. It's like, hey,
that was talking about inappropriate things. Let's move into the news segment, and in our first story, let's talk about some wonderful news, James.
Mentioning ice cream.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got a blizzard forming.
A blizzard forming off ahead. So we're talking to talk about the Blizzard Activision lawsuit, which came out. It's been a couple weeks ago initially. So if you guys have not heard about this, the state of California has actually put out allegations. Basically, they've been doing a 2-year investigation on this into employment compensation initially. It's what it was. Apparently somebody brought this to their attention, but in the midst of this investigation, they have brought up, apparently there's allegations of quote unquote frat boy culture or frat house culture that's been at Blizzard for some time. And let's just do the quote here. It says that according to the DF, this is a quote from Owen Good from Polygon. The lawsuit's allegation of a frat house or frat boy culture is directed at Blizzard Entertainment. Their DFEH says women were subjected to cube crawls, a kind of office party whereby male employees who had been drinking, prowling the workplace, and subjecting women to unwanted events as lewd behavior and other sexual harassment. The female employees working for the World of Warcraft team noted that male employees and supervisors would hit on them, make derogatory comments about rape, and otherwise engage in demeaning behavior, the lawsuit says. Yeah.
Wow. How the mighty have fallen.
I know. Isn't that sad?
I remember back in the day, Blizzard was the company to work for. It's like if you were a game developer and you went to Blizzard, you were set for life. And
it's just let's talk about this. I know it used to be an amazing company to work for. They were on the forefront of like what's going to be new. They were the big MMO RPG that popped out, and they really kind of like pushed that envelope for subscription services essentially.
Yeah, and they were the company that put the time in. Like that whenever they released a game, it was going to be amazing. Mm-hmm. It may have taken them 2 years, it may have taken them a decade to develop it, but when it came out, you just bought it because it was a Blizzard game.
Absolutely, and I just don't know. Like, has this been festering for so long, or did this start happening like after they started getting female employees? Like,
I mean, they've been milking at the dried out udders of WoW for.
But it's just like
years.
If you didn't it's bizarre to me. Like, what would I get that men in general, like most men, can be, childish. We can definitely be childish. Obviously, as you have heard from earlier, we're definitely that. At the very minimum, we never really truly grow up. We're all small boys at heart. But at the same time, it's just like, then you think of like developers and like people that are maybe a little bit more socially awkward than most.
But still, like a cube crawl. I mean, really?
Like, I don't think we've ever. Technically, I can't drink alcohol on duty, but that's what it is, and neither can you really. So it's just like I could know. Could you imagine me in a workplace where that's like something you would do? Like, you just get drunk or like even high, possibly. I don't know. I'm sure that there were drugs, Barbie. There, or
I mean, like,
and then go hitting on your female coworkers.
No,
like that doesn't make any sense, right? It's like, why would you do that in the first place?
I mean, we have like. We'll get together at someone's house with the coworkers.
Yeah, like a get together.
We bring all our spouses. We get outrageously drunk.
Yeah, you have a good time.
We have a good time, but it's all totally respectful. Like I said, the spouses are there.
Yeah, there might be like some dumb inside jokes or whatever it is, but it's like,
don't get me wrong. We have outrageously inappropriate humor, but everyone's in on it, and it's fun.
It's fun that way, but it's not like you're not signaling out like specific people, and it's like. If you don't know the person and you don't like, if you think they're going to be like offended by it, it'd be kind of like me making a joke towards, Jackie.
Yeah.
I had to feel her out before, before I started saying something. So you do the same thing with your wife. Everybody does this.
We do.
But it's just like, well, you don't just straight up say like, when you remember that one time, I kicked a baby. That's funny, wasn't it? Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. You think you laugh because it's I'm being facetious and I'm being a jerk.
But seriously, in college, actually, when I did my art and science of humor class, the very first day of class, there was a segment where we were supposed to tell our funniest joke.
Let's scroll back real quick. You got 3 college credits for.
The art and science of humor, yes.
Okay, let's keep that. Pin that and continue. So
it was actually my GINS course, my junior
I would have been way more into that course than my dumb gen ed university studies class I had to take.
It was great, but the point was the very first day of class, we were supposed to tell our funniest joke.
Yeah.
And this one guy got up and he said, "Oh, this is really inappropriate." We're like, "Okay, whatever. It's a comedy course. Just
go with it."
And he tells this horrific joke about rape. Nobody laughs. Everyone looks at him. He's sweating. And the next day, he had dropped the class.
Yeah,
but it was still out of a group of 12 people. at a liberal arts college.
Yeah.
Someone thought it was appropriate to get up in front of a class, which was like 70% women, and tell a rape joke. Not that it would be appropriate with just men either, but it just goes to show that some people are incredibly tone deaf and have no sensitivity at all.
Did you not look at like your audience and be like, say, WTF? You know, maybe I should go with the "why'd the chicken cross the road" joke and work from there.
I'm oblivious. I'm socially inept.
We're both oblivious.
But the thing is, like,
that's why we're friends, because we can be oblivious together.
If someone with my lack of social graces can see why this is a problem, which, to be fair, like the work we both do has forced us to develop some of these skills that we probably otherwise would have been blissfully unaware of.
You mean talking to people?
Yes.
That's not wrong.
Talking to people, reading the mood, things
that's right.
that I otherwise probably would have never learned how to do.
No, definitely not. I definitely would have been like, I'm okay to live in my dungeon. So, yeah, it's definitely helped me a little bit, but yeah.
Anyway, I've heard that the president of the company has stepped down.
Yeah.
They've announced that they're going to be like co-run by a pair of presidents. I think one of them is going to be female.
It's going to be bad.
There's like they're bringing in like a diversity officer. They're talking about firing the head of human resources. Yeah. I mean, heads are rolling.
That's what I'm saying is like, when I say it's going to be bad, I mean, the next like probably 5 years of Blizzard are going to be bad for the people that consume their content, because you're going to have so much turnover. You're going to have so much turnover that's going to cause the creativity of the company to stagnate, because you're going to have all these different ideas coming from new people as they come in. They're going to be revamping things. They're going to discontinue things. They're going to restart things. And so I would not be surprised if Diablo 4 gets derailed for at least another 3 years.
Well, I'm wondering if this is going to finally kill WoW.
That too.
I mean,
the player base.
Classic WoW has been a cash cow, and we were both playing it.
Yeah, but nobody was in it last night.
No, but the regular WoW,
yeah,
like the retail version, it's already been kind of a rocky expansion pack after a number of rocky expansion packs. Yep. And now I have to assume the development for the next one is dead. And
absolutely.
Everyone is going and doing Final Fantasy 14 of all things now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a mass exodus.
One guy, he's been playing for almost 10 years. There was another big Twitch guy. He had actually been playing for about 10 years, and he canceled. Like
Mad Season?
Yeah. He just canceled his account, and he's like, I'm done. I don't want to play him anymore.
He makes a nice 20-minute YouTube video like, yep, we're done. We're going to do something else.
I mean, how can you support a group?
This guy got rank 14 on WoW Classic as a warrior just for shits and giggles. I mean, it's like 2 months of nothing but playing the game.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that insane? But
I mean,
so yeah, needless to say, we'll be interested to see what Blizzard has coming out from it in the next, few months, or even, the next years or so. But I don't foresee, us really digging into much, Blizzard, other than I'm probably going to play until my subscription runs out, and I will probably not go back. I'll be honest with you.
Probably. I mean, I would probably be done with the classic WoW if we weren't still playing with the friends group.
Yeah, and I kind of feel bad.
I kind of sunk time into it, but it's like, I'm kind of like, well, maybe I should play 14.
It's free. You could always play Skyrim online, James, too. Oh, yeah, it really just scratches my itch right there.
We did Valheim the other day. And
Valheim was fun. I would totally get back on that.
So go back to that.
So, all right. So before we get derailed anymore, much like Blizzard Activision's, entire revenue stream. Happier news: the Steam Deck, James. What do you think about it?
I have not played one.
You're not going to play one for until
I've watched a number of reviews.
Yeah,
it's a reasonably powerful OLED handheld PC, essentially.
Yeah,
it's about the size of a largest tablet.
Mm-hmm.
It is incredibly similar in form factor to the Nintendo Switch by design.
But it's better, James.
But it's a PC, and it can run anything a PC can.
It can even
with its specs.
It can even run Switch games if you do it right.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm sure someone's going to figure that out pretty quickly.
Well, they showed it on a review for it. They said not that we would suggest this, but you can do this. And I was just like, wow, they're just going full tilt with this. They're like, you just have to buy the super nice expansion or expanded version of it. So
I think if you like to play indie games, and if you like to have the handheld form factor of the Switch, but you don't like waiting 6 months to 2 years for the indie games to come to the Switch, and you want to take advantage of, shall we say, Steam's competitive pricing that happens 4 times a year, it seems like a good deal to me.
So I will be interested to see.
It might be a replacement for like a gaming laptop if you're like a mobile gamer.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but the problem I also run into is how, like, is there anything else you can do with it? I mean, would you just be able to install straight Windows on it and then do like any desktop stuff with it or anything like that? Maybe.
Well, and that is the problem I have with it because it's like what, $1,000 or so.
It starts at, I believe it starts at 300 or 300 for the base model, and then then it jumps up tremendously to almost 600 or sorry 500, and then 700 I think was the highest version.
So they're pricing it kind of at the Switch and then the OLED Switch that just came out, price points then.
So the biggest version between the base model and then the step up and the last two editions, or the other two models, is the type of memory storage it has in it. It's a little faster, it's bigger, and it's not, obviously you're going to have that more storage if you're going to have those bigger games in it. So for context, it can play, what's the not Medal of Honor, because that's the old version.
Yeah.
The World War II basically the first person shooter. Wow, Call of Duty.
Yeah,
that's how my brain farted there. Sorry, guys. The install for Call of Duty is like something like 57 gigs.
Oh gosh.
So if you think about that, the base model has 64 gigs. And that is so you're basically almost taking up your entire hard drive for one single game.
Now, does it expand with micro SD slots?
I don't believe so.
Because you can pick up a 512 chip for micro SD pretty damn cheap.
So I don't know if it does. I'd have to look at that and see. So that's one of those things that I would have to look into, and just maybe if it does upgrade to that would be phenomenal.
Now, if it has like a TV dock too, then I mean, it might be a Switch killer.
I believe it can. I think you can actually plug it straight into your TV and just play off of it. Actually, you can actually plug it into your PC too and run off of it, from what I've gathered too. And you can just play off of it and run it on your PC. But yeah, it looks really cool. I would be interested to see how well it does. I'm probably not going to get one when they first come out. I'm going to wait and see whether or not what the reviews look like, whether or not people actually like it, what kind of level can you play games on it, because they were showing some footage of like Control, which is very graphically heavy and intense kind of game. So I'd be interested to see. Did you catch anything all about the micro SD? I don't think it does.
It doesn't say in this article,
so that's fine. And maybe they do end up adjusting it later. But from what I've gathered already, is that all the pre-orders are finito. You cannot get it.
It's already done.
They sold out the first day, so
that sounds about right.
It was pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. Other like smaller news that I saw, you have Netflix and video games. So Netflix is making a foray into the video game culture, as it were. So according to Matt TM Kim at IGN, according to Netflix, the streaming company says it views gaming as another new content category for us, similar to our expansion into original films, animation, and unscripted television. Netflix also added that when games do launch on the platform, it will be included in members' Netflix subscription at no additional cost, similar to films and series. While Netflix didn't announce any concrete titles or games, the company says that it is building on top of its earlier efforts around interactive shows like Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, and the many Stranger Things games Netflix has published. What do you think about that, James?
Well, so if they're just going to build games based on their own, IP, I mean, that feels more like a movie tie-in game.
Yeah,
I mean, that's something more that's going to appeal to kids. They typically aren't the best games.
No, I mean,
of course, I could easily see a small indie studio, if they get a good deal from Netflix, distributing on their platform first. And I mean, we're seeing this on like the Xbox Live Game Pass, for example, that both of us have.
Mm-hmm.
These companies, they are putting their games on the pass for members, but they're also selling it, in the Xbox store. They're selling it on the Switch store. And so it might just be a way to get exposure for your game.
That's kind of what I was assuming. This is what they're trying to do. I don't foresee them really throwing out anything big after, say, maybe the first couple titles, maybe. They might try to go swing big for the fences to kind of show like, hey, you know, we're the new kids on the block. Look at us, kind of cool, you know, ain't we cool? Yeah. But after that, I think they're going to probably throw some smaller money at these smaller indie studios to try to do things like the Stranger Things games, which are all like pixel games. They're like 16-bit pixel games.
Yeah,
that look fun. I didn't really find like much need to even play it, and I put it on there for free. Mm-hmm. I'll play it for a little bit and see if I like it or not. But I'm not going to go out of my way for, you know, to go and just find them. You know, if it looks good, I might play it. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. We just dropped our Netflix subscription this month. So now that we were sans Netflix, I'm like, well, I don't really miss it. I'm trying to remember the last time I actually watched a Netflix program.
I mean, you can probably just hop on mine.
I mean, Love, Death, and Robots was great.
I told you it was phenomenal. And like I said, the only thing I've really watched on it, I watched...
Disenchantment. I watched Disenchantment.
Yeah, that was fun. I watched Milkshake. What was it? What was it? Gunpowder Milkshake. That was okay. That was like
Blown Away.
You like that glass blowing show?
It's like a glass blowing forged in fire.
You try to get me into that crap, and I'm like, I don't like that baked reality crap. That just annoys me to death,
what
dude.
Is glass?
I don't care what it is. It's dumb. That style of television, it really chaps my ass, James.
You can watch people blow glass in Dolby Vision.
You know what they can do? They can blow me.
Oh, you know what?
That's right. All right. Anyways, different strokes, different folks, right?
What they call the furnace that they keep glass in, right?
Tell me, James.
It's a glory hole.
Oh my God, dude. You're gonna be shitting me, right?
I'm not shitting you.
That is phenomenal.
That is the technical term.
Oh my God!
For the opening of a glass.
That was a great joke jump on that I did not know about, and it just went there. Oh my God! So not talking about glory holes anymore because my mom might listen to this. Love you, Mom. Ignore that segment. So the final piece of news we have today that's probably not as big as the other two major ones we had. Demon Slayer 2 Season 2 has dropped the trailer. Have you seen this yet, James?
I have not seen the trailer, but I'm not surprised that they're hitting while the iron's hot because the movie was, I think, one of the most successful anime movies of all time.
Gangbusters. It is, and actually in the States, it is I think it was number 1 animated theatrical release for 2021 and 2020 combined, I think, which, to be fair, that's COVID.
But still, even amongst adults our age, I've talked to a number of people now who watched the movie who had no idea what the show was and enjoyed it. So,
and it's also now they released it onto Funimation, James, so you can watch it on Funimation.
Ooh, I'm not watching it.
I don't know if it's English dubbed on Funimation or if it's just the sub. So
I bet it's probably the sub.
It's okay. You can still enjoy how pretty he is, and you can cry at the end when one of your favorite characters dies. That's right. It's okay.
Not the Flame Hashira.
It's my man right there. So. Anyway, so what they're shooting for, it basically show, other than the obviously incredible visuals that they're throwing out there, the biggest thing to come from that is that they're shooting for the new season to air sometime at this 2021.
That is surprising to me. I was thinking more spring or summer 2022.
That's what I thought too. And it looks like they're probably going to be shooting it probably October of 2021. That's what it sounds like. Don't know if that's 100%. They haven't locked that in. But to be fair, 26 episodes, usually it's what they go for.
Well, the summer season's already started, so it definitely isn't going to be the summer. So I guess the fall or winter anime season will be the next.
I would think that. Yeah, and I kind of think that I really hope that they shoot for October, maybe the fall, because that would be perfect to kind of like push through and kind of end out maybe in springtime sometime.
Well, they might just like run 12 episodes in the fall. And then do another 12 next summer, maybe.
Crafty bastards that they are. I love it. So, anyways, that wraps up the news segment today. Time to get in.
What was that?
I don't know. That's late breaking news from David.
It was almost like Mario, but not quite. That's what I thought you were going to do, but then you just kept going.
That's all for the news today. We come back with the review now, James. There you go.
That was a beautiful thing.
That's right. Thank you.
We should do that every time.
We do it all the time. We've been Ubermensch. So what? Dude, I'm tying in Flash Gates in Super Mario. Anyways, okay. So, fun fact,
Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's
we were at the pool the other day with my kid, and I was making that voice to him. I go, it's like, who can paddle like a big boy? You can paddle like a big boy? Because he was doing the little kick of his feet. And I go, and he was just losing his mind. So, yeah, that was great. So, my wife Jackie was looking at me like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, so many things.
That was fine. That's normal.
You know what? It's either that or another weird voice. It's like, I don't know.
Why not?
That's anyways.
But
anyways, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. It's coming at you hot and heavy. Fireballs to the face, James.
But mostly Bowser's Fury.
That's right, mostly Bowser's Fury. So we're not going to do a huge rundown of Super Mario 3D World because obviously this is a game that came out originally for the Wii U back in November 13. So there have been numerous reviews of that, and it actually even came out on the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS later on in 2000, and I want to say 12, maybe? I can't remember. But anyways, so the main thing we're going to be hitting on, though, today is the 3D Bowser's Fury portion of it, which is a completely new version of or a completely new version of Mario that they've tacked on to Super Mario 3D World.
It reminds me of whenever Steam put out the orange box and they just threw Portal in. Like, here, amuse yourselves. And it's like a 2-hour game and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this game is great.
We're losing our minds. That was a great thing to get, especially if you had an Xbox and you get the orange box. Yeah. Oh, that was phenomenal. But yeah, was that 3 games?
It was 3. Like, we were all buying it just to get Team Fortress 2, but then there was Portal.
Because what's not to love? Because you can be a spy and hide from people. But yeah, so Nintendo has graced us with Nintendo has graced us with what I'm assuming is going to be the next iteration of Mario to come out in the next few years.
That's what I'm hoping, that this was something experimental to feel out the waters, because this was phenomenal.
It definitely scratched that Mario itch that I have not gotten since Odyssey. So
exactly, and the gameplay is interesting.
Yeah. So do you want to do first impressions of the game and then kind of maybe, I don't know, sink into the plot a little bit and then maybe go into the develop at all, or what do you feel?
We can do that. So Bowser's Fury is, like we said, this is a game which is attached to Super Mario 3D World. Yep. It's got a lot of the same power-ups, featuring like the cat suit, the boomerang, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It is billed as like an open world Mario, and it kind of is. It's interesting in that it's still got like a Mario World feel, where there's a series of islands, and each island has a number of shines on it. And if actually, it kind of has a Super Mario Sunshine feel with that.
Definitely.
With the focus on water, with the star shines, but each little island has 5 shines, and once you get all 5, it lights up the lighthouse. And once you've collected a certain number of shines, you get to fight the Furious Bowser in like a kaiju style monster on monster type fight.
Why not?
Because why not? you use one of the Giga Cat bells and you turn into a giant cat Mario.
Yes.
And you guys stomp all over the islands that you were just...
You stomp and you fighty fight, and you punchy punch, and then you can kind of send him back into his dormant state for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you kind of do it all over again for a couple more times, right?
Yeah, and so the key things to it, like, one, it's on this timer, this Fury timer, where depending on where you're at in the game, it's anywhere from like 6 minutes to 12 minutes between Bowser spawns. Yep. And you can see that it's like Bowser's shell like slowly rising out of the sea of black goop that he's lying in furiously, I guess.
He's so goopy. And
whenever he reaches the top, he bursts forth in fury, and you have to either fight him or collect a shine to make his fury go away for a little while. And the map changes whenever he's furious. Like, some of the platforming sections can get easier or harder, and there's some of the blocks that you actually have to get Bowser to destroy for you because there's no other way to get past them.
So,
but it ends up being this really fun romp, though, where you're doing each level, and it feels like a Mario world, like in 3D World or Odyssey or something, where you're kind of going through the same area doing different objectives.
Yeah.
But it is an open world, and you can see all the other levels, and you can just go to them. And so it's an interesting hybrid between the Mario course concept and like an open world thing.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. So the stark contrast that it has to, or the stark comparison that it has to say Super Mario Odyssey and say even Galaxy a little bit, and Sunshine to an extent. I mean, Sunshine is essentially one of the first Super Mario open world game.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it came out when it came out back in 2000, and I'm going to say no, not 12, maybe 10, 8, maybe.
Something like that.
It's been a while. It was on the Wii. It came out.
It was. And in Sunshine, like you could see the other areas, but you couldn't like go to them. You had to jump through the little paint portals to get to them.
So yeah, you did have these extra worlds, but you also had that main area that you went through.
The Delfino Plaza, you had the big hub area.
Yeah. So it came out in 2002. Actually, wow, came out for the GameCube. I didn't think it was that old. Wow, yeah. I'm sorely mistaken, and I apologize. I'm gonna bow to Miyamoto-san, and I apologize. Please don't beat me. But yeah, that's where you essentially have this first run of Super Mario open world games that pop up, and I think it's just the natural iteration to move forward with it because, like you were saying, they add all those extra little things to it. I think the little niceties, and much like what Nintendo always does, they never go, jump in the deep end on anything. They always slowly integrate things and like with Super Mario Sunshine, it's more of like a fun little romping game. Yeah. It doesn't have lives. You can't really die all that much, but it's more of like you have water power and sun power and all that stuff. So you kind of move on, you play that and then you get into, say, Super Mario Galaxy, where you still have these individual little areas you go to, but then you finally get into, say, Super Mario Odyssey, and you have they're slowly expanding these areas that you can explore, and you finally get into things like Bowser's Fury, which you literally have it's not humongous, but it's a substantially bigger map, right?
It's a very large map, and the map itself is bigger than any single one of the Odyssey maps.
Yes, absolutely.
Granted, Odyssey as a game is much, much larger.
Much, yes.
But the map is larger than an Odyssey map. And it's just a ton of fun. It's like gaming crack, really, because you can keep getting these star shines, and the whole experience, I mean, you can 100% it in well under 5 hours.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely...
Like 2 to 4 hours you can finish the game.
And it even feels a little bit more kind of like they're leaning into that open world stuff, open world adventure style thing, kind of like they do with Breath of the Wild a little bit. They didn't lean that hard into it like they did with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, because there's not as much to explore, but each little island has its own little theme. Like there's an ice island, there's like a little Colosseum island. There's a big tower block island, and it kind of hits a lot of those Mario themes. And they're constructed more like levels and less like a world to explore.
Yeah.
So whereas Breath of the Wild had lakes and valleys and mountains, and you'd find little bits, this game has, each island is obviously a level. It's a stage.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're going through, you're collecting stuff, you're just blowing through everything.
Yeah, I think you get like 4 cat shines per island or whatever it is. 5, I apologize. I couldn't remember.
And there's a bunch kind of scattered around just in the ocean.
They're just randomly,
too. But there's some more RPG-ish elements. Again, very light. Like there's an inventory. An inventory of power-ups you can collect. Yep. So if you need to switch power-ups, you don't have to go back to the last island where you found it. You can just, hit the button and Bowser Jr. will toss you a power-up.
Yeah. So fun little things we're going to go over real quick on the Bowser's Fury. So obviously they first announced this enhanced port for Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury on September 3rd, 2020 as part of Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary at a Nintendo Direct, and released it worldwide February 12th, 2021 alongside a Cat Mario and a Cat Peach amiibo figures if you're into that. I am not, because that's a shill.
We didn't mention it, the entire game is cat themed.
Yeah, just a bit.
The Goombas are cats.
The Bombs are cats.
The Piranha Plants are cats. The trees are cats.
The Mr. Bills are cats.
Bowser is a cat and Mario is a cat.
Yes.
The only thing that's not a cat is Bowser Jr., strangely enough.
Which is kind of bizarre,
I
guess.
Actually, if you 100% the game, he does get a cat outfit to wear.
That's right, he does. That's right, he does. Because why not? Because this is just one adult man that has a weird cat fetish. It's his dream come true. So good for him. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, so obviously the port adds online multiplayer option, which the amiibo functionality allows you to spawn power-ups, a snapshot feature for taking in-game screenshots, and up to 4-player co-op with the Captain Toad levels. This is the 3D world portion of it, obviously. But other differences include the base speed of characters being increased and the stamps unlocked. This is all with the 3D stuff. So in the new 3D world, which I apologize, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 3D world is great as well.
Yeah,
it has a bit more of a slower, let's finish the level type of feel.
Yeah,
and there is a lot of levels.
Yes. I actually busted through some of them, and I didn't even get all the stars on some of them because they were quite annoying, honestly.
Yeah, I liked the Super Mario 3D Land, like for the 3DS, and like for the Wii U was better, I thought.
Yeah, everyone.
3D World was still good.
Well, 3D World is kind of like that callback to, like I was saying, some of the older style Mario games.
Yeah, it's just in an awkward space between 3D and 2D.
Yeah.
I wish they would have committed more to one or the other.
Yeah.
The way the levels kind of go back and forth and having that forced fixed perspective from the side can just be a little bit grating.
And you can't adjust the camera. That's the problem.
You cannot control the camera at all, even in the 3D sections.
It really annoyed me a little bit. So, but moving on with, like I said, with Bowser's Fury. So, like we said, the Bowser's Fury campaign actually follows Mario as he winds up in a place known as Lake Lapcat. So, yeah, a little bit on the nose there. Teams up with Bowser Jr. in order to stop Bowser, who has been transformed by an inky substance into Fury Bowser. Unlike the main campaign, Bowser's Fury takes place in a large free-roaming area similar to the open-world Super Mario games. Mario must explore the island in order to retrieve Cat Shines. Bowser Jr., who can be controlled by a second player or yourself, can assist Mario by using his paintbrush to attack enemies, reveal secrets, and occasionally Bowser Fury awakens and begins to attack, transforming the island in certain places. You collect the Cat Shines. Mario gains access to the Giga Bell, a large version of the Super Bell, which transforms Mario into Giga Cat Mario, so he can take on Fury Bowser.
So a couple of problems I had with the game.
Go ahead, yeah.
Bowser Jr. as an AI companion is fine. If you have a second real person playing the game, he's actually super, super overpowered.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's invincible. He can fly everywhere. He can collect items and kill the enemies.
That's what I did. That's why I got through a lot of the stuff on there, like some of the harder things, like to try to collect some of the cat pieces. Like when you go around, I could literally send him into things and he wouldn't die. Like there's a lava portion where it's hidden behind one of the cat pieces is hidden behind it. I would like send him in. He just go bloop bloop, and I'm like, well, how that wasn't hard at all. It's like what is this deal? So yeah, it's. But yeah, so like he's super overpowered and he can just basically do your job for you. And I wish he would be only more of like a Navi kind of person almost, where he would just tell you, like, hey, listen,
I like when he goes around and he hits the odd enemy to help you. And he uncovers some secrets. But the bit where you can direct him to go kill things for you is the problem. Like the bits where you're supposed to chase the dark, inky Mario.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it. I just stood still and had him go hit him.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Super easy. Like, why would I chase him? Why would I? There's no reason to try and, chase him if I could just have this minion do it for me. It's like, it makes no sense to me. But
yeah, the other issue I had was a plus and a minus. It's the whole Bowser Fury cyclical mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the beginning, I found it really frustrating because I was trying to complete each island sequentially, and so the shines that you had to have Bowser help you out to break the blocks and stuff, I was getting really frustrated because I would be sitting around waiting for him.
Yeah.
Later in the game, I got more into a rhythm where you just kind of go back and forth and do things bit by bit as you can, and then when Bowser pops up, you do your thing with him. But I mean, by the end of the game to 100% it, I was waiting on Bowser to unlock the last few shines. Like, I was able to collect everything else well before I had finished up all the Bowser tasks.
Yeah, see, that's why I was too, yeah. And that's the thing is, like, you kind of get to that point where in the game where you're just kind of like, just kind of like waiting. You're like, you sit and twiddle your thumbs a little bit, and you're just like, I wish there would be, I mean, I don't know. I get why there's such a long timer on him to eventually pop up and try to attack you, but it seemed like sometimes it was irregular. Did it seem like that to you?
there are some irregularities, and I was listening to a video on the way over here about speedrunning this game.
Yeah.
And the Bowser timer is actually not as straightforward as it seems.
Okay.
Like it's anywhere from the first time you load in the game and you get Bowser Jr., it's 6 minutes for that first go, and then it's normally like a 9-minute timer, but it can be as long as 12 depending on what part of the game you're in. But if you close the game and reload it, it's a 6-minute timer. But if you collect enough shines to unlock the next like gated threshold with the Giga Bell, if there's more than 2.5 minutes left, it will take 2.5 minutes off the timer. If there's less, it will just finish the timer normally.
That is bizarre.
If you finish it way early, it takes 2.5 minutes off, and then it runs twice as fast until it's done. Like it's kind of bizarre.
I mean, I guess.
So it's trying to keep that feel of the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me, this was like an ADD, like crack-filled journey.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you're just blowing from thing to thing to thing, and stopping killed the fun.
Yeah. That I'm 100% with you there. That's how I played. I mean, I played it when I was on nights, and I would be sitting down here in my man dungeon, and I would literally, that's what I would do. I literally played for a solid like 8 hours. Like the minute Jackie went to bed, I would run down here. I didn't eat for an entire 8 hours. I would drink water, and I had a little energy drink, but I forgot to eat. That's when my brain, I was so sucked in. And, if people should know by now, but like James and I, we both have, we obviously, I don't know if you've ever been diagnosed, but I was diagnosed with ADD. So we both have ADD. Yeah. And so like our brains crave that kind of thing to just that constant, like new kind of, thing to catch. And that's just where our brains are. And this was just perfect for it, man.
It was pure crack for the ADD brain. Like you said, it's a formula. It has structure, but it's a constant little bit of novelty.
Yeah.
And none of the puzzles are so difficult you have to really think about them, but they are challenging enough that you're not bored.
Yeah.
And so, you can just sit there and just blow through the whole game, which is what I did too.
I mean, that's what I did. I played it wasn't 8 hours. Yeah, I did play for 8 hours all one night, because I think I've almost beat it all the way one night.
Yeah, I think I completed the game like in one session, and then I maxed it out in the second session. I mean,
that's all you do, Yeah, and it's like I haven't gotten all of them, but I went back and I was playing a bunch of the stuff because I was trying to like find out where, because I didn't look up where some of the cat shines are, because I want to like learn.
Some of them are a little tricky. Yeah,
that's why I was looking around. There's a few. I'm really close. I think I'm down I need like 12 cat shines.
Once you finish the main game, it shows you where the rest of them are on the map.
Oh, see there. Yeah, I think I stopped, and then. Yeah, I bet that's what I did. I bet I stopped. Oh, that's what I did. I stopped to give it to you. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
My problem. So, but anyway, so the reception for the whole package of Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury is actually one of the best-selling games for February of 2020 in the United States, even before counting Nintendo's digital sales, which obviously they don't report those. I'm sure it was quite a bit more.
And it was bizarrely like a limited time release thing too.
They do that weird shit. I don't know why.
They started doing this in the last couple of years. Well, it's the whole Mario's anniversary.
Yeah.
Which was strange because it was also Donkey Kong and Zelda's anniversary.
I don't get Mario. Those. Like I said, I don't get Nintendo why they do this with Mario, because Mario would be such an amazing cash cow, and I get why they don't want to release anything newer than Super Mario Super Mario 3 or Super Mario The Lost Levels. That crap.
They are milking it though. I mean, because there's a 3D Mario game that comes out, and they usually release a 2D Mario game like this one, and then they will release a Mario Sports.
Yep.
So tennis or golf or something like that. Then there'll be a Mario Kart. It gives Mario everything.
Mario's they're milking the Mario.
Well, and we've talked about this before whenever we were talking about
Mario's
Mario Kart games.
Yeah.
It's like that's something Miyamoto's done, is he's always trying to bring Mario to other genres.
Yeah, which he does a great job in some of them, but then you get things like Mario Golf, and I'm like, why is this a thing?
You know what? As much as I hate it, there's 6 Mario Golf games. Someone's buying them.
Somebody likes it. So
someone's enjoying it.
I guess that's my thing. Well, my thing is I truly love this type of Mario open world adventure kind of game. And I really hope that they do. Do you kind of hope that this is kind of the next iteration they're going to hope?
I'm hoping that this is like an experimental blueprint for more Mario games. Yeah. I think it'd be a blast.
Yeah, this would be great.
it could do something like this, would be awesome.
Yeah, I would be totally down with this. So obviously, we weren't the only ones that were super into this. You have people that kind of talk about the game that it's moving into the fully open world challenge, the Mario tradition of literally meticulously designed obstacle courses, which is kind of how Polygon took it. But they instead presented it as an improvisational rompus room filled with colorful distractions, and it's messy and warm.
That's fair.
I mean, that's like I said, that's kind of why we were like all about this. So, but yeah, we other than the frequent like timed events and things like that, I had a blast with it. I highly recommend you guys going out and taking a look at it. How many cat paws out of 10 would you give this, James?
You know what? I will give it like a 9 out of 10.
You're gonna give it a 9 out of 10?
I mean, for what it is, it's a short, very fun game. Would I have spent $60 for it? No.
Yes, I will agree with that.
Not by itself. When paired with the much longer, more filled out game, it's a hell of a deal, and it's a reason to get 3D World if you've already played it before and you just want to replay it. Yeah, like I said, it's not a fully fleshed out AAA title or anything, but it is a ton of fun for what it lasts.
Absolutely.
If it was a standalone game, the $215 price point would be reasonable considering the gameplay.
I think they would be insane. They would have been insane to try to charge $60 just for Bowser's Fury, and I think they knew that.
It would have to be 3 or 4 times the length.
And absolutely.
It would still be pretty short for a $60 game.
No, absolutely. So I totally agree with you on that. The only difference is I'm going to drop it a little lower. I'm going to give it a 7.75 out of 10. Just because the thing that pissed me off is the length. The length of the game. I would have loved to see this as a fully fleshed out game, but like I said, I understand what they're doing. They're dipping their toe in the water, which is what Nintendo's do. They never go full tilt on anything. They always dip their toe in.
I mean, I don't think it would have been fun if it was too long, though. Like the energy level, the momentum of it. I will say, by the time I got to the last 10 shines or so, I was just finishing it.
Yeah.
Like if it had been any longer, it would have started getting bored.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like what they should do is
they would either have to add some more depth in mechanics. Either RPG up a little bit more, add some more to explore. I mean, it would have to be a little bit of a deeper game, which I hope to see.
Which I will definitely agree with you on that a little bit. That's kind of that's the thing. The reason why I kind of dropped it down a little bit as opposed to being a 9 is I would love to see some deeper RPG mechanics into it. I would like to see different characters other than Mario. Maybe you could throw a Peach in there. Maybe Rosalina, somebody, Toad, who knows, something like that. Maybe if you throw your Yoshi in there or something like that. But I would love to see them throw a couple other characters in there just to kind of give it a little bit of a different game feel. Plus, honestly, who doesn't want to see a Yoshi in a cat suit? I'm just saying.
Cat Yoshi is pretty. I mean, you're essentially riding a Yoshi the whole time. He's like the little Nessie dinosaur character.
The Loch Ness Nessie, whatever his name is called, I don't even know.
And I do love how that's the finishing move for Bowser for the game is like Nessie eats 3 of the cat bells and turns into a giant cat and just crushes him.
because that's the thing. That might be lazy writing on Nintendo's part. So
yeah, I mean, it's a kaiju battle. Anything goes in kaiju.
That's right. He's definitely the Mothra of the sea Mothra of the kaiju world. So, but yeah. I had a blast with it. You obviously had a blast with it. You would recommend this to somebody if they get a chance?
I would definitely recommend playing it. Again, I would not pay full price for the game just to play this. So find someone who has it, rent it for the weekend.
Yeah, much like find a friend that'll share it for you.
Yeah, find a friend to mooch off of.
Hey, that's what friends are for, right? So anyways, guys, that is our review of Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. More Bowser's Fury than anything. I hope you guys enjoyed the new kind of lineup, how we're doing things. We're trying to break things up so it's not just a single review show. We're kind of getting a little bit of news and things in there. I
like this a lot better. I feel like we can talk more about other things.
Yeah.
And that we're not trying to pad out short games to make it fit.
Fluff it.
An hour segment.
We are not fluffers, James.
We're not fluffing.
We will not fluff. I will not fluff you guys. Anyways,
I'm definitely not fluffing anyone in a cat suit. That's for sure.
That's an awkward position to be in. So, hey, you know what? Someone's going to make a day's living. So, out there. Good on you if you're that fluffer. So, anyways,
No.
if you no minimum wage for you, sir.
I do not support that statement. Find a real job.
Find a real job. Anyways, I don't know where to go from there, but that's a dead end joke, and my brain is just dive bombed. Thanks.
Well,
Thanks
I mean, the obvious riposte is that it's a hard job and someone's got to do it.
or maybe that's a soft way to take it, James.
Okay,
You just gotta.
We're getting too deep now.
Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the new kind of lineup that we're doing. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well. Because, like I said, we're trying different things. We're trying to see what you guys like. We're mixing it up so you can maybe get a little bit of news here and there from us, even though it's old news, old, stale, crusty news that came out like a month ago. But
it's freshest.
It's what we enjoyed. So, but guys, I just wanted to say thanks for listening, James. Thanks for popping by and finally seeing you again after a little hiatus. So fingers crossed. James will be back on maybe for a couple more episodes in the near future. I think we're gonna hit a little bit of anime next time. I don't know. We'll see. We've done quite a few games. I did Harry Potter last week with the wife. So we'll
maybe something a little strange. We could do Cells at Work.
I would love to do Cells at Work. That would be phenomenal.
It's adorable.
It is. Yeah, it's so cute. I want to be the little worker cells, the
platelets.
Here go, and they're just like super strong. You don't even know it. So,
yeah.
But anyways, we'll save that for the other podcast. Maybe we'll bring Kelly in on that one. So that'd be fun. So, anyways, guys, I want to say thanks for popping in. We're gonna head out, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. All right, see you guys. Bye.
If you're interested in keeping up to date with new episodes on our channel, add us on any of your favorite podcasting apps, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Seriously Pointless Conversations. If you have questions or concerns, please email us at seriouslypointlessconvo@gmail.com. We appreciate any feedback. Thank you for listening to our show.